Good morning from Toronto, Canada. Today, I am breaking away from the traditional recovery town halls of interviewing governmental officials and tourism body heads and have a hotelier amongst us, and not just any hotelier, the founder and chairman of Rixos. The Rixos luxury hotel concept is the brainchild of the Turkish businessman Fettah Tamince, and was first launched in the year 2000 in Antalya, Turkey. His vision has always been to expand the brand globally and become an international industry leader without losing the distinguished personal touch that makes Rixos stand out in the sector. All Rixos hotels are designed, built, and operated by the group itself, providing 100% guest satisfaction and exquisite operated by the group itself, providing spectacular services. The hotel has been uniquely developed by Rixos, are reckoned in bridging old Turkish traditions with modern luxury, making the hotel chain the #1 in providing flawless Turkish hospitality. Rixos has 25 hotels open in 7 countries, with 10 in pipeline. It aims to double its portfolio size within the next 5 years. Welcome, Fettah Bey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on our platform here. Testament to the high standards observed by the group are the many international awards the hotel has received, including the TUI Holy Award, and the 5-star diamond from the American Academy of Hospitality Sciences. The Rixos hotels have also been included in the top 100 hotels of the world rankings numerous times, and almost all of the resort beaches have been awarded a blue flag due to their high quality standards. Properties of Rixos are built on grand scale, including the legendary Hammam Spa, the world-class restaurants and bars, the most desirable brands, boutiques, high-caliber movie theaters. You have everything, and show arenas. These combined features, as well as the entire experience of being a Rixos guest, makes each property a destination within itself. And everyone agrees that the brain behind all this success is only one person, and yourself. Who are you? Trailblazer, disrupting tradition. What makes you the businessman and leader that you are?
Thank you for your kind words, and you describe actually very well the philosophy of Rixos and the way Rixos is expanding, and also where Rixos is today. I look at from a very simple way. I have 4 kids. When I start to develop my I call it integrated resort, and also we start to name it a destination by itself.
Right.
I was just putting myself and my family at the center. What do we want? Because we have a limited time, and you don't want to risk 2 weeks with your kids. You don't want to go somewhere just because of your kids, or you don't want to have any trouble with your wife.
Okay.
So each and every per member of the family should enjoy, should have fun. That's how I start to conceptualize Rixos, and that's what obviously is driving my vision. And in year 2000, when I established first Rixos, I was sure I'm not in a banking business, I'm not in a car business, because my colleagues, my competitors, they always were talking about standards, but standards not obviously in service on the soft way. They were talking about a hardware of the hotel, how the hotel should be designed, the size of the room, how many square meters should be the pool, what stone should be used, what wood should be used. I was not interested, and I am not interested actually to put those as a standard, because we are developing a big properties. We are on the oceans. We are in a different countries and in a different environments. So I was, and still I'm always interested to fit to the location, not to bring something to the location in terms of design and
right.
in terms of hardware.
So blending into the location, and you're more.
Exactly. And not, yes.
but worried about the human connection than the brick and mortar.
Exactly. And number two, the world is changing every day, almost every hour. I
Right.
mean, the needs, the expectation, the trend is always changing. So
Right.
you have to be ahead. It's not something you should not be behind, because any new hotel you open, obviously,
Right.
in terms of hardware, it's old. Anything you open is already old, because there
Right.
is a new materials, there is a new technology, there is a new trends. So in my concept, and I am developing a very flexible concept. So a concept where we have to add every year, almost, let's say once every 3 months, which we should add something new. We should modify to the new challenges, to the new trends,
Right.
to even weather conditions, to the development in the world. And that's how I really follow my business, because, and that's also what excites me. You know, if I had something static, what is designed 20 years ago and it stay as is, maybe I will not be that much involved on it. I have something which is driving me, which is motivating me to be involved. Let's say last 3 months I have been watching what is happening in the world. I cannot let my property to go as they used to be 3 months back. So I have to again come with a new vision. I have to implement new things which are
New
going to match
challenges. Yeah.
exactly
Okay.
expectation. And also, of course, I have a great team members who I encourage, who I motivate to come always with the new ideas, who should come with new vision, who will challenge myself, challenge investors. So it's like, you know, I call it like a Lego game. You know, we are really creating like a film studio platform. You know, we are creating a
Like a
new thing all
production every
together.
time for you. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. That's what we
Okay.
do.
Great. Although I think your answer still doesn't do justice to this amazing brand that you have managed to create over a very short period of time. Um, Okay. Um, so you just recently celebrated Rixos 20 years anniversary from November
Yes.
29, I think it was in November 2019.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
2020 was supposed to be this amazing year for this for the business. But then COVID happened. It is well
Exactly.
reported now that the travel and tourism industry has now suffered more than 100 million job losses worldwide, and up to GDP $2.7 trillion dollars losses, you know, because of the pandemic. A staggering 1 million jobs a day are being lost due to the coronavirus pandemic. Latest research shows that up to 75 million jobs are at immediate risk, which may cause a loss of US 2.1 trillion to the global economy. These are all very depressing numbers. However, at Rixos, you have managed to retain most of your people. How? How are you defying all odds, and what do you make of this crisis? Give us a sense of how you are coping and keeping your brand together and your people together.
First of all, what all happened is very sad for the industry, for the world, for myself, and for I mean, for my company. Of course, I can't tell you that we are not affected or we are away from it. Everyone, every and each hotelier is affected big time. But you have two options. Either you will sit and wait the result, and you will be part of the result, whatever is happening. And you will ask yourself what is going to happen, what will happen. So demotivate yourself. Or like I did 2 months ago, I just wake up all my team members. I call it Rixos Talk, and I warn everyone. I told them, look, stop helping movie producer who are selling their movies to you and you are watching all the night. Let's do something else. Let's invest on ourselves. If we speak one language, let's speak second one. If we are speaking weak, let's improve it. Let's create new concepts. Let's look better after our gardens. Let's create a better environment once the world is reopened, that we have ready, better, innovative products.
So reinventing yourself, regenerating.
Exactly. And that was very helpful, because one of a sudden, all my team members start to really look at future, start to be excited, start to run, start to be very motivated. And then they all start to come with new ideas, with great ideas. So we have introduced a lot of training programs. We have introduced a lot of sessions where we have challenged each other. And of course, we were definitely ready than our competitors. Once there is a signal for reopen, we will reopen. And that's what happened. In many countries, we reopen better, faster, earlier than our neighbors, than our competitors. End of the day, I am totally agree with you. The travel industry is going through tough time, maybe next 2 years, maybe next 3 years. If we look at the airliners, if we look at all other industry members, it's going to affect everyone. But in another hand, we are in a competition world. So if there is a potential business, I should go and get it, because I am responsible for my group, for my team member, for my own investment. End of the day, my bankers, my investors will not forgive me, because there is something happening in the world. They will go after their money and they will tell me, you are the one who is responsible for.
So basically what you are saying is the buck stops with you. You're the leader. You are the face of Rixos.
Exactly. And what we did not stop, because we have some of our property which we were totally refurbishing. We did not stop. We own, except Rixos, we own the Land of Legend at theme park. We were adding a theme park, very great IP. We didn't stop. We almost finished. And we continue to build all our hotels which are under development in different parts of the world. And very soon we are going to open some of them, add to our how it takes.
Okay, let me come to that. And that kind of dovetails me, because whilst I was researching for this interview, what I discovered that you have a serial, very specific pattern of growth or expansion you follow. That every couple of years you need to move the needle, not by a few seconds, but by hours. Let's go through a few of these moves that you made. Okay, so in 2014, you made a huge decision to move Rixos headquarters to Dubai. The idea was for Rixos to position itself by leveraging and integrating its key resources in Dubai. Why Dubai? What prompted this? And was that decision a game changer for the group then?
No, first of all, Dubai.
And I will go through each of your moves, because I've been watching you and observing you very, very carefully.
First of all, Dubai is for me, the best managed, developed destination in the world. And Dubai has a great potential. Dubai has a great leadership in terms of tourism. Dubai is as a state, as a state city or city-state or whatever you call it, is the most developed one. And Dubai is introducing always something new, something fancy, something sexy, the best to the world.
Right.
So once you succeed, once you really establish your brand in Dubai and you have everyone on the stage, it's like being in Champions League.
Okay.
You have all the brands, everyone is coming with the new product, everyone is pushing the architectural, the management concept, there's everything to the sky. So Dubai is a place, a showcase in another hand. I mean, once you succeed in Dubai, you can go anywhere you want.
So I think
it's a place where you prove your brand. It's a place where you prove your brand, obviously, to the whole world. And Dubai is targeting the whole world. Dubai is receiving guests from 100 different countries. So Dubai is a very unique location. It's not easy to enter. It's not easy to compete. It's not easy to sustain. But I was lucky enough to go through.
Right. So I think so. It was a major investment into the brand that you made. So it was like claiming your stake and making the brand even stronger at that point. I think that was the focus that you had.
Exactly.
Okay. So as if that was not enough, exactly 2 years later, in 2016, Turkey's most fascinating leisure and entertainment park, the Land of the Legends theme park, was designed and built as a joint venture by Rixos Hotels, Imar Properties, and Dragon, I think, production.
Banco Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
A big stride from hospitality to entertainment or attractions world. It's a mega industry. They're very different from hospitality in many respects. That is expansion and diversification on steroids. How did that happen? What made you cross over?
No, first of all, as I mentioned at the beginning, I am developing a destination, actually, not just a hotel, because I have been asked many times, what is about your hotel? Because when I call it integrated resort or when I call it destination, I have been asked always, what is it? And I had a very simple answer. I am building a lot of facilities outdoor with some rooms. So sport, entertainment, kids facilities, wellness, a lot of F&B outlets.
It was still ambitious. It was still ambitious, right? Because
it was in Rixos. But then I discovered how theme park, right designed, right managed, innovative, visionary theme parks are doing in the world.
Right.
And how narrow is the competition.
Right.
Because it's a very complicated development. It's very complicated, like you mentioned, to manage, to develop, to succeed. And I was studying very carefully my hometown, Antalya, because Antalya is one of the, how you call it, most developed destination also. We are having almost 150 million bed nights. So Antalya is receiving 15 million guests with almost 10 nights average. It's a huge destination.
Yeah.
And I was studying very carefully. I have been asked also by my bankers, Fettah, how are you going to succeed? There is no benchmark. And my answer was, I am going to invest because there is no benchmark, because there is no similar investment, because where you have 15 million visitors with 10 days average stay, right. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. But I had only one concern. What is if I don't develop right? Because I am always very careful and very sensitive to do things right. Whatever you do right, whatever you do quality, whatever you keep standards, you succeed. And that's how we did it, because we have a hotel there. Sometimes when I am asked, what is Land of Legend? I tell the answer is we have 100 disciplines or 100 facilities. One of them is a hotel.
Wow.
So there is another 99 stuff to deal with: entertainment, sports, rides, shows, live shows, IPs, cartoons, internet gaming. There is so many things you deal with. But end of the day, as I mentioned, we are in a competition world. I am very happy, and it's a great privilege that I did it.
It is.
And I enjoy really to be alone in the region.
And I think what is very commendable that you were able to strike this balance between a big theme park, because when you think theme park is Disney, it's very commercial and the big American theme parks, but you brought it down to the local culture and it's kind of blended in with your luxury brand. So that's very commendable, that how you struck that.
But there is something very unique. I mean, we all go to those parks, and I used to go with my kids. I mean, after a couple of hours, I start to beg pray that my kids will stop
Yes.
and go back to home or to hotel. But then once you get to the hotel, still is not very convenient because you want to spa is not available. You want to play tennis is overbooked. You want to go shopping, it's a headache. So I wanted to put everything together where I have families again for a couple of days, and where the family member, doesn't matter, granddad, or parents, that
catering.
all of them can enjoy it together. And that's how we designed the park. That's how we conceptualized.
Incredible. Let's fast forward to 2017. Then came even a bigger landmark decision, which was to set Rixos on a completely different trajectory beyond anyone's wildest imagination. Accor Hotels and Rixos Hotels announced a strategic partnership. Under a long-term joint venture, both parties intended to collaborate, develop, and manage Rixos branded resorts and hotels worldwide, and the rest is history. But in order to make that happen, you gave away a 50% interest, your baby that you nurtured and developed with so much hard work. Was it a difficult decision? Tell us the vision that led to such a groundbreaking partnership. In retrospect, what did you gain and what did you have to give up for it? Was it worth it?
No, personally, it was not painful. I did it with a great pleasure because I didn't want my brand to live as long as I live. So I wanted to introduce something to the world out of Turkey with a Turkish origin, Turkish hospitality, but to live endless. That was my first full vision. Number two, I am sure with my brand, I believe I have very successful concept. I believe I have a great team member who I own a lot. But I want my brand to go almost everywhere in the world. And I was, expanding in different countries before my joint venture with Accor, and I have realized how difficult, how tough it is to expand, because any new country is a new challenge with law, with finance, with partner, with human resources. So you have a lot of challenges to face it.
Right.
And then I have been approached by international brands to be partner, to sell them. Actually, obviously, they were looking to buy out totally.
Right.
And those big brands, they go to countries, they buy small brands, and also they stay there.
Yeah.
They buy market.
Yeah.
But I didn't want something like that to happen. I made clear from day first, let's make something win-win. So I sell you a part of the brand, you bring me new market, we join our forces, and then we use each other's best practices, we expand.
And leverage
exactly,
on each other's strength.
Exactly. And luckily I did it, because any new country I go, let's say we are now developing Rixos in Vietnam, and Vietnam is not, something where I'm very familiar, because I was not in Vietnam even as a tourist before.
Right.
But now we are developing hotels in Vietnam, thanks to Accor, because Accor is in Vietnam more than 50 years.
Many years.
So they have hotels, they have partners, they have experience, they have great references. Because as you know very well, hotels are not small investments, are heavy investments. You are going in a very strategic locations in the world. So to stand, to succeed is not easy. Yeah. And Accor is for me a great ocean, a great platform with its network, with its investments. And luckily I did it. I have a great relation with Accor, with Accor's chairman, with head of development, with all the team. And I think we are doing something compared to our competitors. We are doing something very unique together, and we are all very excited. And we see also the demand to the brand.
Excellent. So so the partnership really serves you well. It's obvious, that it has worked and it's sustaining. And especially, I think today in these difficult times, partnerships are even more so important. It gives you the strength and the backing that you need to, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in 2018, Rixos Seagate Sharm is a winner of International Luxury Lifestyle Awards, named the best resort in luxury hotel category, Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt. This was a significant award, was previously received by such high-profile companies as Chanel, Dom Perignon, Tiffany and Company, Ferrari, and Rolls-Royce. This prestigious achievement was covered in Forbes, Elle, Vogue, Marie Claire. So Rixos, with a luxury brand image, is now set in stone. And in spite of this luxury image, you still want to be reckoned as a family brand, a one-stop solution for all members of the family, from kids to parents. That's what you've just mentioned. And one of the few all-inclusive products in hospitality. How do you manage this sensitive balance between luxury experience and guest convenience and practical utility? What's your secret sauce here?
No, first of all, my secret sources are my team members, because they are very much focused. They do with their soul. They are very innovative. They are very creative. That's obviously, I'm always, encouraging them. I'm always in a great talk and relation with them to come with something new, with the new ideas.
But but I want to push you a little further. It must be your own instinct as well, right? It's your deep.
Definitely. When we look at the big hoteliers, because we are also not that small, we have maybe 25 resorts, but we have a lot of rooms. I mean, we have resorts with 1,000 rooms, resorts with 1,200 rooms. I mean, we are a large group.
Sizable organization.
Yes, sizable. We are a large group. Compared to all others, I don't see a lot of founders or chairmen who are really in the business day and night.
Right.
That is maybe something which is very important, because my staff and my guests, they can reach me, and they're reaching me 24/7. And thanks to the social media today,
yes,
anyone is happy.
No way to hide.
Anyone is not happy is reaching me through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, I am there to respond them in an immediate. But what I do each time, because we have 1 million guests who are spending their holidays at Rixos.
Wow.
So we cannot produce every year 1 million new guests. What I'm telling to my people, let's make those guests happy who are with us, bring them back.
Repeat.
And while we are, yes, repeat, but while we are dealing with their kids, let's target their grandkids. Because once their kids are with us, if we have a great link to them, if we are speaking to them hard, they will definitely come to us with their kids. Imagine you are getting linked to a family, or you have a family who you are loyal to. I don't call guests who are loyal to us. We are loyal to our guests, who we are following, who we are, sending back home with a great feeling. They will stay in contact with us. If we are in contact with their kids at their 8 or 10 years, they will be with us next 10 years, next 15 years. And once we keep them, when they are 25, they will come with their kids to us.
I think then your secret sauce is generational.
Exactly.
So it's to be in their Townhall and to have repeat customers. That's your secret sauce there.
I tell you, I have my guests who their kids are writing to me. Today I receive a email where my guest is telling me, our daughter, she's 8, tell us which hotel should we come, because she wants to meet you personally.
Wow. Okay? There you go.
And and what I'm telling to my staff member, let's say a chef, his name is Qasim. I tell Qasim, you should have 2,000 lover of Qasim who comes to your hotel. Forget about Rixos, about Fettah, about our big investment. They should come here because Qasim is here. I'm giving the same mission to my gardener. I am telling him, you should have people who are planting with you in your garden and who want to watch you, what you are doing with their planting. So that's something. In one hand, we are big properties, but in another hand, we are definitely keeping a family atmosphere. And of course, we are introducing a lot of programming where we help kids by improving their skills with professional teams, professional partners. It's of course a lot of headache, but at the end of the day, that's something what makes us successful and what brings our guests back to us.
Fantastic. So thank you. That was very well put. So 2019 was another incredible year, not only your 20-year anniversary, but Rixos Hotel signs deal to operate its largest all-inclusive resort on Egypt's Red Sea Riviera, a major milestone in its Middle East expansion strategy. But then tragedy struck. On 24th May 2019, you learn of the tragic events in Libya, where rocket airstrikes target Rixos Hotel in Tripoli. Luckily, there were no casualties, but this is perhaps a hotelier's worst nightmare. Tell us of that exact moment, where you were and what was going through your mind. How did you receive this news? And how did this moment change and impact you personally?
No, actually, we were lucky because the hotel was empty, because it was evacuated before when all the casualties has started in Libya. I was definitely, because I built that hotel in 8 months. It was one of the best hotels in the country. I was very much involved on the design, construction, development, management. And in good days, we were the most successful hotel in the country. We had always hosted a lot of head of states. Of course, my heart was, how you call it, I was sad, and I was first of all sad for Libya, because the country was such a great country. Libya had
How did you get informed? A phone call, and...
I have my friends, I have my colleagues on ground, but I was lucky that no one was hurt and nothing terrible happened to my friends, to my staff members. But I was feeling, and still I feel, terribly sad for Libya, and I pray that Libya will soon have a great future, because the country is offering so much heritage for travelers, for tourism. It's one of the best Mediterranean coast with a great history.
Okay. For most hoteliers, 2020 will be a watershed year, always linked to the disaster of the pandemic. However, for you, it's another story. Just 3 days ago, you opened yet another hotel. I think it's not now 3 days, it's in the last week. And the Rixos Premium Dubrovnik, a 5-star hotel, and one of only 8 Rixos Premium hotels in the world. It's a shining star even in the portfolio of the luxury class of the Accor group, amounting to a total of 20 million euros. This is also the largest investment in Dubrovnik tourism year. This, despite the challenges posed to the tourism sector by the virus. I want to ask you about your future investment plans in another region, Africa. Now has the world's second fastest growing tourist industry. From the souks of Marrakesh to the vineyards of Cape Town, around 67 million tourists flocked to Africa in 2018, a record 7% increase from previous years. Do you foresee a Rixos perhaps in Ethiopia, Rwanda, or any other country in the future?
First of all, thank you. Dubrovnik, we bought that property in beginning 2000s, I think 2002 or 2003, right after the war, and the hotel was doing very well. But last year, I have taken decision we should refurbish it. We put a big capex on it, because Dubrovnik is really a very unique location. I'm sure you know and you're familiar with.
Yeah.
It was a very tough decision, because we want to do it in a very short time.
Yeah.
But thanks to the authorities,
It took you about 8 months or
yes,
something.
but we were not counting pandemic, and the border were closed. We had a lot of stuff ordered from different countries, transportation. I'm very thankful to the Croatian authorities who were very helpful, and we together succeed to finish the hotel. We name it as a premium product because premium product has a lot of different standards, and I believe it's going to do well because today Europe is reopened to Croatia, and we see also the booking. Africa is definitely greatest potential ever in the world. Not being a hotelier, talking about developing in the world and not being in Africa is not something which we call it realistic. I have a vision to develop Land of Legend in Africa.
Okay.
Land of Legend is a big product. It's a big investment. I believe it's a game changer for any country where we will put it.
Right.
I know also your relation with the governments.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something.
It's something where we have to collaborate with the governments.
Absolutely.
And we want to go a location where we are very welcome by the governments, where we will see a better investment conditions, and also definitely a growth potential for visitors and for tourism. Because
we'll be happy to pave the way for you, because I totally, completely believe in Africa. And I think it's just right, ready. I wasn't expecting you to say Land of Legends. That's like a wow news to me. That's incredible. And I think that would be perfect.
Because today, obviously, to say I will go to a country to open one hotel and change the game, it's not something very special.
No, this is special.
There is thousands investors who can build and who are building one hotel. I don't mind which flag or which name, but Land of Legend, it's a great vision. It's a big investment. It's a real game changer. Any country you put Land of Legend will have a huge advantage compared to the neighbors in the region. And we will do one Land of Legend in Africa, because I have a vision next 5 years to develop 5 Land of Legends in the world. So one is Africa.
So I see that as a major announcement that you are making here on our platform. And I think our listeners and a lot of government heads who follow us, I think are listening to you today. And hopefully that this happens, this reality happens, and we are here to support you. Which brings me to finally another question and another very unique destination, very close to my heart. Okay, finally, as a friend and supporter of World Tourism Forum Institute, our president and your friend Balud Bashi, along with myself, met the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan last year. The meeting resulted in the forum, our forum, World Tourism Forum, being confirmed in Islamabad for 2021. The idea is for us to help Pakistan transform its image and economy through tourism. As part of the Turkish Brotherly Friendship Package, one of the ideas that was floated by World Tourism Forum Institute to the Prime Minister was that we must bring a Rixos to Pakistan. You know already your Turkish trade, Ertugrul or Dirulis, is making waves in Pakistan. Pakistanis love everything Turkish, and many stay in your hotels too when they visit Turkey or anywhere else. Are you open to such an idea, and will you consider opening a hotel in this country? I know it's a fully loaded question, but you've already given me a more fully loaded answer on Africa. So for many, it's kept secret in tourism.
First of all, maybe distance-wise, Pakistan is far from us, but emotionally, Pakistan is very touched to us.
Yes.
So each time we talk about Pakistan, is like talking about our own country. Definitely, I will be very much interested to study. I will be very much interested to pay a visit to Pakistan. And I was in Pakistan twice. I'm always very warm welcome to Pakistan. So here we can go together even. I mean, once we can travel. Pakistan has a great potential. It's a huge country, great people. Definitely, we should look what can we do in Pakistan. Of course, again with something unique, not just
Absolutely.
bringing one.
I think a lot of Pakistanis are listening right now, and I'll make sure that this message goes right to the top.
It will be my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. So on that note, I want to end on the definition of the word outlier. An outlier is someone or anything that lies far outside the normal range. In statistics, an outlier is a data point that differs significantly from other observations. And in business, an outlier is a person dramatically more or less successful than the majority. Fettah Bey, it's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being on our platform, and hopefully we keep in touch.
Inshallah. Thank you. All the best.